Hello again, it's Jennifer with Watercolor Girlfriend. Thanks for joining me today for this video. We are going to create this lovely abstract, and I have decided to look at some other colors that I haven't worked with very often in the past and combine them into fun abstract paintings. And this time I chose the colors of the Arizona University. They have a theme, right, of their colors that they choose, and they choose the red and the dark blue, and they have like a rose colored accent, and they have a light blue, which we kind of incorporated as well. It's a fun way to look outside your comfort zone and choose some other colors that could be cool. I was gonna choose, some patriotic colors. I was gonna do some other flag colors, maybe for Arizona and some of the other states. And you can just go look them up on your phone and combine them however you'd like. We're also using a number of different things that we use in a lot of the videos that I do. We're using masking fluid, stencils, you can even make your own, water-soluble crayons, which are cool, watercolor pencils, also cool, and liquid watercolors. Didn't actually use those here, but those are very cool. And some liquid India ink that's white. So we're gonna incorporate a lot of mark making, a lot of different materials, and I hope you will enjoy. We'll see you over there. Let's get it into focus, huh? Now, while I have titled this an easy watercolor project for beginners, this is certainly something that more advanced painters and artists can explore and enjoy and expand on. So I often love to start my paintings with an oil pastel, and you can also use a white crayon or any color you like. I just like the way that appears. And today we are going to focus, wrong brush. The camera was acting squirrely, so I kind of cut out a little bit there, but you can see I've gotten started with a rich blue color, and I decided to expand on the colors I choose in my paintings. A lot of times you can start to choose the colors that you always love over and over. And I wanted to expand my horizons, look for other inspiration, and I decided to go with school colors. So we're here in Arizona, and I chose the University of Arizona. So we're going to be working mostly with the blue, the rich blue, and red. We're also incorporating a couple of accent colors for what turns out to be the medical college portion of the school. It'll be subtle, but there's a couple of extra colors in there as well. So I hope you enjoy this and it inspires you to create some fun abstracts of your own. So that is coming out pretty cool. And you can see all the things that I am working with. But I think I've done some of the, you know, the wet type of direction that I want to go in for right now, and I would like to let it dry a little before I move forward. I could do some, yeah, no, I think we're gonna pause it here and let it dry, and we'll be back. Okay, it dried nicely, and I want to remove the salt that we put on, but I also wanted to show you the white ink. This, I did it a number of other places, but this one is real apparent. I did do it in here a little bit. This one is real nice, how it kind of flows and creates this texture. It's a cool thing to work with. I've only used the white. I'm not sure, you know, the other colors would be cool too, but I also have these liquid watercolors. If you haven't tried those, they can really add some punch to your paintings. Okay, so I can't even tell. I did add a bunch more. Let's see if I can locate it. It's like it almost dissolved. Yeah, it got real thick here. I won't even be able to remove that, which is fine. All right, I'm just gonna get rid of this here, and I'll clean it up after we're done. All right, super. So I also wanted to incorporate some masking fluid. I'm really having fun with that. And if you haven't seen some of the other videos, I do recommend you check them out. We talk about a lot of these. Does not want to always open. And how I just keep using the same supplies over and over. So I'm actually going to do it in the red areas. And I'm going to put more color in some of these areas. And you can do littler ones too. It doesn't want to, there we go. And if you want to do them any other place, that's what I'm going to do. And again, we'll let this dry and we'll be back. It's looking nice now that that's dried. And I just wanted to show you that I pulled up the colors from the University of Arizona so that I can refer to those, and maybe I wanted to add some of their accent colors. So I think I'm going to actually look for something similar to that. I want to test a couple, and I like to keep a piece of paper, you know, a scrap watercolor piece of paper, so I can look at some of the other reds and pinks that I have and see if I can find something that's kind of similar. It's more of a coral color, which I don't think I really have in my repertoire. That's a cool color, huh? So I think this might work. Yeah, this actually has some glitter in it. If it's, you know, in the right light. Maybe that with a little bit of red mixed in. Not sure I'm really gonna get it that close. That's pretty good though. It's a really nice accent color. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna mix that in my palette and then I'll put it on and come on back. Mix some up here on the palette and I'm just gonna get started. I also wanted to add some more of the red because I was gearing towards that over the sorry, the masking fluid here. Oh, great. And we're going to let that dry again and come on back. Actually, I decided to add a little more blue. Excuse my phone making little noises there. We actually had to cut down a tree today, and that was my tree guy. It's very sad. It was a nice big tree, and I don't know if you've ever had to do that, but it's bittersweet because it was sick and it had partially fallen down. And, you know, what do? It was time, but it took all its beauty with it, and we loved it while it was around. I'd like to actually see this blue get a little bit darker. Let's see if we can do that with just some more color, if it'll hold it. All right, again, we're gonna let it dry. While it was drying, I actually jumped in and made some texture with the back of my brush, but I also wanted to use some of the sponge on some of the areas that are just like starting to dry and kind of pick up some of that paint and move that around to create some other fun textures. I don't really often use a lot of this, but I think it adds a nice texture, especially into the, you know, the lighter areas that you can really see it pop. Yeah, great. I apologize, I didn't have my lights on before, so now I wanted to show you again, in case you couldn't see it in that last shot, or I decided maybe to edit that out. But I did a little sponge work here, and I moved around some of these colors with the end of my brush, and, you know, created some textures going on in the paints just kind of right before they dried. I didn't want, you know, too much, and I was going to add a little bit more here. And then I wanted to do some stenciling. Oops, still a little wet in some places. See if it even shows over this blue. Yeah, not bad. It'll go over the white too, that's cool. I could even do a couple here. So it kind of creates a shape of its own, you know, repeating. I do like me some splatter. So I'm gonna go for that. And I still wanna stay within my color scheme. So I think I'm gonna do some red. And we'll let that dry. It's pretty dry, but it looks like it's moved down my... Let's move that up a little. So I turned it because I wasn't loving the setup that was going on. So I moved it around a little bit until I found one that I did like, and I want to remove the maybe a little wet there, so I'm going to start here and remove the masking fluid. I'm just going to use my finger. You can use a rubber eraser though. You might have heard me talk about that. Check out the other videos and follow me on Instagram where you can see some of my work put up there, and we can chit chat about art a little more over there. Oh, I like how that looks, and I like the different textures in there. I'm thinking of going for it. There, great. You can kind of use the bits to collect, rub on the other ones to help. Yeah, cool. And I like this layout a little bit more. Make sure I got all the pieces. I like to run away. Should I add more? Is there already too much? This is the point I'm at now. Do I like the way it's wrapping up now, or do I want to add, do I want to bring in, maybe a gel pen? You think that would be nice, or do you think that's, over the top? So this is the kind of things everybody asks themselves. Is it done? Is it done? Is it done? I don't always know. And you can go past what you liked. Okay, this is very nice. What if I did this? And then you're like, oh, I really love it. Or, oh, I really hate it. So understand that everybody goes through that. And sometimes you don't know until you know. I think I'm going to skip it. I often do outline these with white because I'm a real big fan of this white, but I do have some, these are an acrylic set of, it's like a paint marker kind of thing. It's not really a marker, it is paint, but it comes out in a little, and you could add something like that. And I think it really kind of cries for a yellow, like a contrast to it, but I do want to stick with the colors that I've chosen for the theme that I'm working on. And I might come back later and be like, I'm gonna add one last thing, and you come up with that. Like right now I'm thinking, well, if I don't add the white, maybe I add like the pink around the circles, or maybe I see if red, I don't think red would actually show up because this is the watercolor version. So just understand that everybody goes through that, and it's not always, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's no question about it. It's always black and white, and you know all the answers. But I think I'm definitely happier with it in this position, so I'm gonna call it, and I'm gonna take off the tape. And that kind of brings it all together. I think that looks nice, and I hope you enjoyed the video and the demo of creating an abstract painting with the school colors. And I hope it inspires you to also do the same. And happy painting!